Hi all, welcome to PowerShell for Penetration Testers at Pentester Academy. In this video, we continue our discussion on PowerShell remoting. PowerShell remoting is based on WSMan protocol and uses WinRM. It is firewall friendly compared to previous remoting options. If you want to use it on HTTP, which is obviously not recommended, port 5985 should be open on a firewall, and for HTTPS 5986 should be open. Alternate ports configuration is possible. Now let's have a look at PowerShell remoting in a trusted domain. One thing to note that by default, to be able to use PowerShell remoting, we must have the administrative access on a remote machine. The user need not be the built-in administrator, but must be a part of the local administrators group. We will see two scenarios. The first one is in a trusted domain. In a penetration test, this could be when you get an access to, let's say, a machine on DMZ, or you are conducting an internal pen test and has been provided access to the domain of the target network. In such case, there is no special need of any kind of configuration on your machine, that is attacker's machine. Remoting must be enabled in the target environment to be used. This is quite common nowadays, and also post server 2012 PowerShell remoting is enabled by default on the server, that is the post Windows 2012 servers. So there is no special requirement for PowerShell remoting in a trusted domain, obviously, other than it being enabled. But if you are part of a work group or not joined to the same domain as of the target, then on your machine, that is the attacker's machine, a simple change needs to be done, and that is to tell your machine to trust the target machine or the target network for sending the credentials. Because when you use PowerShell remoting, your machine sends credentials to the target machine. So for that, now we can enter an IP or a machine name here, or a wildcard which instructs our machine to trust every remote machine. So for this example, let's trust everyone. This needs to be run from an elevated shell. Now, if we see the value of the trusted hosts for our machine, it is for everyone. So this way we can configure the attacker's machine to use PowerShell remoting. Now to invoke commands, we can use the invoke commandlet. This is a very useful commandlet, and in the next video we will discuss this in much detail. So do take care to read help of it. If you are using PowerShell version 3, for sake of better view, you can use the show window parameter with the get help commandlet, which opens the help in a new window. Now the invoke commandlet provides for many parameters again, which we will see in the next video. But right now let's just run this simple command on a remote computer on my lab domain. As you can see, the computer name of the remote machine is this. Invoke command opens up many new avenues. Unlike previously discussed commandlets, there is no restriction of whether it could accept credentials or computer names. This command we will be discussing in detail. This command could be used to execute any command, commandlet, script, etc. on multiple computers. We saw that get process does not have the credential parameter there, so let's try executing get process on the remote machine. So these are the processes on the remote machine. Again, we need administrative access, that is a user in the local administrators group on the target machine, and we need to change some things on our machine if we are not a part of a trusted domain. That is all we have to use to execute commands on a remote machine. That is it for this video. If you are enjoying your time at Pentester Academy, please recommend us to your friends and colleagues in information security community.